Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm joined by Dawn Waterhouse and we're going to talk about homeopathic medicine. So this is Dawn Waterhouse and she is a homeopathic practitioner. I met Dawn about 3 years ago. I came to Dawn first of all because my son Ted had really bad reflux. It developed about 6 weeks and then went on until he was about 13 months. It was a bit of an awful time, and Howard and I, by the end of the 13 months, were quite desperate, and somebody had given me Dawn's details before we decided to come here, and I thought I'd just give it a try. And after 3 pills, about 2 or 3 pills I think it was, Ted's reflux just disappeared, and I thought that was amazing. So I decided to give it a go myself, not because there was anything wrong, but just because I wanted to see if I could improve my health a little bit maybe. So I came to see Dawn again, and we had, I think I had about three visits with you, and then Dawn told me that my sugar levels were too high and that I needed to give up sugar. So this is the person responsible for me giving up sugar. And what I tend to tell people that I came to see a homeopath, and sometimes I can get a few strange looks from people. So I thought what we would do today is talk about homeopathic medicine and try and get rid of any of those myths that people seem to be so like, oh no, homeopathic medicine, don't want to do that. So I've even had somebody tell me that it's witchcraft as well. So I thought I'd hand you over to Dawn and we could just start with a brief history. So how did homeopathic medicine come about?
Homeopathic medicine started quite accidentally, although there's science there from way back to the Greek time. Samuel Hahnemann was working on translations, and he was translating the properties of china bark, and he disagreed with the herbalists' reasons for it, and so he decided to experiment and take it and see what happened himself. And what he discovered is when he took the china bark himself, he developed all the symptoms of malaria, and there was other reasons why china was deemed to heal malaria. Yeah. And he said actually china heals malaria because it actually causes those symptoms. So he'd come about the principle of like cures like, very much in the crude dose. So he was taking it in a crude dose. And he developed his principles by giving tinier and tinier doses of china, all in its crude state, but much tinier doses of it. Yeah. And he found the more dilute the substance was, the more effective and powerful the healing was. So he was reducing the dose and stimulating the immune system in a tiny amount without the toxic action or overload that you'd get in a heavy modern medical dose. And then one day he dropped his medicine vials in a carriage as he was delivering medicines to one of his clients, and they were shaken about in the carriage. Obviously a horse and cart at that time. Yeah. And what he found was these dilutions were much more powerful. So again, by experiment, he discovered that when you shake and succuss a treatment, it makes it more powerful. So that led him to more experimentation. And this is still done today, even in the scientific world. There's theories that are then tested and experimented with. So it's no different to how it is today. What he then did, he further took on other people that were interested in his work, and he tested out every remedy he made on humans. So no animals are injured in the process, it's just people taking remedies and recording what happens. And that's how our Materia Medicas were developed, by very painstakingly giving remedies to people and noting what happens. Nowadays we have placebo-controlled trials where some people are giving a remedy that has nothing on it, so placebo, and some people are given the substance, and no one knows who's got what. So it's very scientifically controlled. Obviously way back in the beginning it was a much more simplified version, but everything is done to very strict scientific protocols nowadays when new remedies are developed. And many of our old remedies have also been gone through that same process, so that we can see exactly how they work and verified the original text and data.
Right, okay. And so how can homeopathic medicines, what are the health benefits of homeopathic medicine for people?
Homeopathic medicine works by looking at the whole person. So when you go to see your doctor, unfortunately doctors are very limited in the time they have available, and they have so many people to treat. the doctor will be looking at a small snapshot of your symptoms and giving you a medicine for that group of symptoms. As a homeopath, if you come to see me with a headache, for example, I'd want to know all about that headache, but I'd also want to know what's going on in your life, how you feel emotionally, what foods you like and dislike, not to judge your diet, but to kind of get a feel of what makes you tick. Some people like salt, some people like sugar, some people can't stand either and maybe want to eat fruit. It's just getting a feel of what's going on. I'd also look at what your rhythms are, how you sleep, do you have dreams at night, what makes you grumpy, what makes you happy, what weather you like. Some people love to be in the snow, some people love to be in the sun. So it's just looking at what makes you tick, what's all your idiosyncrasies, what makes you who you are. And then from that, I then look at my texts and I use something called a repertory where I'll look up all the symptoms and I'll match that back through to find a remedy that suits you as a person. Sometimes we need more than one remedy because there's lots of things going on. Ideally we want to get back to the original one remedy, but it's a pathway. You know, we're complicated beings. Some of us I've had all sorts of traumas and we kind of layer up and we protect and cope and go on to the next thing, and all these layers build up like an onion, and so we might need to peel that back layer at a time, and so we're taking things back and seeing who you are underneath that, and in that process you discover you again as well. Some people are just a snowball and they're really simple and one remedy and that's them all the way through because whatever it is, it's been the same issue all the way through, just in different ways. And I find in general men are much easier to treat because they haven't got the complications of all the hormones and life changes. They can be complicated, but in general I find women tend to have much more layers going on in their life because we also have had more history of being intervened with medical treatments, whereas men often avoid going to the doctors if completely possible and have less stuff going on.
So you make a treatment that suits the person's...
I tailor it to their needs. Yeah, everyone that comes to see me has a different protocol and a different treatment because every single person is different. I may have someone come to for a headache and need treatment with needing a remedy called bryonia, and another person might need phosphorus. They might have similar symptoms, they might have similar lifestyles, but they'll be very different people.
And can you sort of treat any sort of disease and illness, anything that walks through the door, or is there...
There's laws that tells what I can and can't treat. I'm not legally allowed to make any claim to any condition I treat. I'm only allowed to treat the person. That's not because I can't treat ailments as an ability, it's because of the legislation that's been brought in to protect people, I guess. So I can only say I treat the individual. But I have individuals come in with a whole range of ailments, and I treat pregnant parents, babies, through to elderly, and I gather testimonials because I'm allowed to share what my clients feel that they've been recovered from.
And I know for me and for Ted it's been fantastic and really, really helpful to us both, really. So thank you very much.
You're most welcome. It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you. Right. So that's it from me. If you are interested in homeopathic medicine, I will link Dawn's details down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe, and I shall see you soon. Bye!